All right, so let's pick up with example 3 now. So in this problem it says solve the triangle. Anytime it says solve the triangle, or you see the words solve, it's going to mean to find all the missing values, either missing angle measures or missing side lengths. So the first thing I'm going to do on this picture is I'm going to input everything they've given me. So angle C is 98. Remember, angles always go on the inside. Side B, which is across from angle B, is going to be 14. Side C, which is across from angle C, is going to be 20. Now, the only thing we can find right now is going to be angle B, because that's the only thing. We have two side lengths, we have one angle, so we can find angle B. So we're going to take the sine of 98 over 20, the side across, is equal to the sine of angle B over 14. And once again, we're looking for an angle measure. So that means we're going to end up using the inverse function at the very end. So as we do our cross multiplication, we're going to get 20 sine B equals 14 sine 98. Now, bring the 20 over by dividing it. And now we have that B is equal to the inverse sine of 14 sine 98 over 20. So we get our calculator out, and we will plug in inverse sine, so second sine. Then I'm going to have 14 sine 98, close that parentheses, divided by 20, and then close the parentheses overall. That gives us a measure of 43.88. So we're going to round to, let's round to the nearest whole number here. This is going to be approximately 44 degrees. Now, always make sure that you read the directions that tell you what you're supposed to round to. In this case, we're going to round to 44 degrees. So angle B is equal to 44. Now, as we put this in here, we can now figure out what angle A is. Because we have two angles of a triangle, we can find the third by adding them together and subtracting from 180. So that's going to give us 38 degrees. Now that leaves us with one other side length. We've got all three angle measures. We only have one side length left to find, which is going to be side A. So now we're going to set up another proportion, and we're going to go back to the one that was the given information. The one that we first got was the 98 and 20. So we're going to do that sine of 98 and 20. The reason why we don't want to use 44, because 44 was a rounded answer. We always want to go with exact figures, and this is an exact answer. Even though 38 is also a rounded answer because we rounded this one, we can't avoid not using this one. So we put it over side A. Cross multiply. A times the sine of 98 is equal to 20 times the sine of 38. Divide by the sine of 98. And so A is equal to 20 times the sine of 38 divided by the sine of 98. So once again, take out our calculator, plug this in, we got 20 sine 38, close that parentheses, and then hit divided by sine 98. And that gives us 12.4, so side lengths we will round to the nearest tenth. And so this is going to be A is equal to 12.4. Typically we'll do side lengths to the nearest tenth and angle measures to the nearest whole number. So we put 12.4. So the three missing values that we had to figure out what angle B was. So we have angle B, which we found was 44. We found angle A, which was going to be 38. And then we have side A, which is 12.4. That's how you solve the triangle. So let's go to the next one. Solve the triangle for part B here. So draw your triangle, label all the parts, and find any missing values that you need. So pause the video now, try this yourself, and then come back and see how you did. Okay, let's see how you did. You should have gotten the answer for angle R is 80, angle S is 57, and side S is 11.1. We start by writing in the information that we were given, and since we were given the angle T and the side across from it, we're going to use this as our given ratio for both of our trig functions. Now, over here, to set up our other side of proportion, we're going to do the sine of R over the side across, which is 13. So we have to find R first. Cross multiply, inverse sine of 13 sine 43 divided by 9 is going to give us approximately 80 degrees. Now we can find, once we found 80, we can add 43 and 80 together to get 123, subtract it from 180 to get 57. So now we're going to set up our other proportion using the sine 43 over 9, the given information. Remember, always go back to given information. And then we took sine 57 over side S. Cross multiply, S is equal to 9 sine of 57 over sine 43, and that comes out to approximately 11.1. So these are our three answers that we're looking for to solve the triangle. All right, so now let's move on to example 4.